Hello everyone, welcome to a special collage edition of Art Whisperer 88. Now on your screen you will see a few simple elements that I had put together. And this is my template, which I'm also using as a shield. And it will help me figure out where the borders of this image are. In other words, it's also the border of the plate, which is underneath. So what I'm going to do is mount these ahead of time. And this is copy paper with my scribbles. This is an image which I pulled out of online. And it's one of the few times that I will use a pattern, a decorative pattern, as an element. And then here is my black tissue, which I use as a blocking device to help me block out certain areas in my composition. But before I do that, my Mod Podge has run very low and it's getting very watery, and so I have two jars of Mod Podge. This is the one I use for mounting, and this is my reserve. This is straight out of the jar without water, and I find this very thick. And so what I do is I will occasionally replenish my supply, and I keep this for just to make sure that I have enough of it, because I use so much of it. And then this jar, which is the working jar, has some water in it because I prefer that the Mod Podge is watered down a little bit so it can penetrate the fibers of the paper. In fact, this one is a little too thick. I'm going to add about, maybe like 3 tablespoons of water. So, okay, so this is a little more fluid. It's not as goopy, and it's more spreadable. Because I've heard a comment from a viewer where she said that she has not had good luck with Mod Podge, and I think it's because she uses it straight out of the bottle, and that's way too thick for me. So you can try, watering it down a little bit, not too much. So this is one of the rare occasions where the collage element goes on first. I think the I think the fancy word for it is chine colle, which is the French term for collage. Okay, so I have these three basic elements that you could call it the scaffolding or the skeleton of the composition. And then I build from that. And that's how I usually approach my work, is to have some kind of a skeleton or a foundation. It could be as simple as a circle, or it could be 50 circles. Whatever it is you start with, you have to start somewhere and then build from that. So the next step now would be to air dry this, and then I will figure out the next layer, which will be the application of paint on the plate. So I'll be right back. Okay, so while the collage is drying, I'm going to apply some marks with my Sharpie pen. And since this pen is on its last leg, the lines are very faint, which is my intention. So the intensity is not as much. It's just like a subtle. In fact, I think this ink is almost gone. Okay, so that goes on first. And then I have mixed a mixture of, this is parchment, with a little water and some fluid matte medium, just to keep it wet longer, because these white colors tend to dry on me. So by adding the water and the fluid matte medium, I help to keep the paint wet a little bit longer, just so I can create a successful transfer of image. So I have two zones here, one with the parchment Let me get my sketch pad. Now I will apply cadmium yellow here in the middle, just for a spot of color. Now I'm not trying to make the border between colors too sharp. They kind of blend into each other somewhat. Okay. Then I'm going to use this as a kind of to expose some of the black tissue paper. I think I have a good transfer. In fact, that print left an interesting mark there. Pretty cool, huh? So I get to air dry this and then decide the next step. I'm gonna try to recover this ghost print. I will use graphite. And some of this leftover white. So I'll try leaving this for maybe like 5 minutes, not too long. Okay, let's see what we got. It's interesting how this turned green. It's a dark background, but it's metallic, or looks like pencil lead. This will make a nice background for some lighter colors. Let me try using a to brighten this up. I hope I didn't misregister this because I slipped. The surface of the plate is very slippery. I'm going to take a chance and leave this for more than 5 minutes. I hope it's not going to tear, but hopefully it will pick up some more of the ghost print. Okay, let's see what we got here. Very cool. The application of the oil has paid off because the plate is not as sticky and it does release the paint very well. Now there are some little spots here and there. I can clean that out carefully. I might as well use this all up. Okay, I'll take another chance and make it 10 minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. I hope this doesn't tear on me. It does make scary noises because the paper is thicker. But it's not tearing, and I'm glad about that. This is the most complex one of all. I like that. So I will air dry all of these and proceed to the next step. Okay, I'm getting ready for the second layer of color. I wasn't able to film the inking of this. I was moving too fast. Okay, so this is the piece that I want to have a second layer. Oftentimes I have a preconceived notion of what I want the print to be, and then it takes a different direction and it's totally different from what I had in mind. But that's the fun of printmaking. Mostly experimental, and oftentimes I have to improvise. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm not leaving the paper on too long because the paint has gone on the plate heavily. Pretty interesting result. Kind of reminds me of Stuart Davis, one artist that I admire a lot. So I will air dry this piece, and then this is too good to waste. Again, I'm going to take a chance and leave this for 10 minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. I hope this doesn't tear on me, because it looks really stuck on the plate. I think it picked up almost all the paint. I have to be very careful when I pull this up. It's really sucked up everything, every little bit. And I think this is why it's important to have a heavy paper that can withstand the rigors of pulling. Okay, I think this is so cool. And it's a standalone print. I don't think it needs anything else. Usually the last print, the ghost print, is my favorite because it has all the components of the prints previous to it. And I'll recap, I'll show you the close details and you'll see what I mean. So don't go away. Okay, here I am back with the first print. I've decided to use these elements and complete the composition. I will start with the black tissue paper, very small pieces, so I don't need to lift them. All I have to do is touch it with a wet brush and it mounts itself. Okay, that's the easy part. Now this is copy paper with the downloaded image. I think they're called vector images. Okay. Here's the last elongated piece. Okay, I'm gonna call that one finished. Okay, everybody, here we are at the final leg of the journey. And my collages have dried by now. And by the way, this is Strathmore 400 paper. It's a very nice, thick-bodied, heavy paper. And I really like it because it can withstand the pulling and the pressure of getting on the sticky plate over and over again without tearing. So I do like this paper a lot, and it's not expensive at all. So this is the first print with the collage elements, and then I had put a layer of color on top of them. So in fact there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 layers here. Here's a close-up. And there's the copy paper with the patterns on it and the texture created by the metallic gold. Okay, that's the first print. Here's the second one, which is a ghost print, and I had tried to add the leftover paint on the reusable stencils, so it casts a very faint image. So here is close up. So it is a composite of all the different colors used. That is collage number 2. Here is collage number 3, where I introduce the piece of lace. The piece of lace which I tried to use as a stamp, and it failed. So I figured I might as well just directly attach it to the print, and I think it's effective. And it glues down very well. It interacts well with the Mod Podge. So here's a close-up. And here are the ghost remnants of the metallic paint and the phthalo blue. It creates these very interesting textures. Okay, now we go on to print number 4. I like this a lot. I think it's very elegant. I don't think it needs anything else, because the shapes are very simple, but I think the colors are very elegant. This is graphite, gold, and crimson. So this is one of those few occasions where I feel that it's a standalone. It doesn't need anything else. It's good by itself. And here is the last print. This is also a standalone. Here's a close-up. And the trail of the brayer creates these interesting ovals. And the clay colored background gives it a very earthy, kind of desert-like look. So that's the last print of this series. And once more, I'd like to thank you for coming along for the ride. As you can see, some prints are really great, some not so much. But that's the nature of printmaking. And I have to say, none of these prints, I had no idea what they would turn out as, because I had some preconceived ideas of what they should look like, and they are nothing like what I expected. But that's okay. That's the element of surprise. So thank you so much for watching. Please check out artwhisperer88.com for other images of my work. My work is on sale for any one of you interested. And for those who can, please lend your support to my PayPal to help keep this channel going. I hope to see you next time.